We all remember the original Paperboy. That game was a classic, although it has aged a little bit more than other games from that time period. Nevertheless, many gamers still consider it to be one of the best games of all time, and it was released 27 years ago. Now, we all know that some games don't make the smoothest jumps to 3D. Sonic and Contra are good examples of this. Now, would Paperboy suffer the same fate as those franchises? Yes. Yes, it would. This is Paperboy for the N64. Paperboy for the N64 is not exactly an arcade-style game, but it comes pretty close. You move your Paperboy, or girl, through various neighborhoods and attempt to throw newspapers to your various customers. Along the way, you can pick more newspapers up off the street, I guess the other Paperboys quit or something, and you can do various acrobatic tricks on your bike. Each stage requires a certain number of newspapers to be delivered, and getting all of them to your customers gives you a perfect score. Okay, now this all sounds pretty familiar, right? If I told you that this is just the original Paperboy with 3D visuals, that might even be the entire review. But it isn't, because this game has a long list of problems that the original didn't have, starting with the controls. This is the worst controlling N64 game I have ever played, and keep in mind that I have a fairly large collection of bad N64 games. Your bike feels like it's sliding on vegetable oil, so you'll routinely miss a house as you just slide on by. In addition, the aiming for newspapers is damn near impossible. The only way to really have a good shot of hitting your target is to go flush against the house and just pull the Z button. While the controls are pretty broken, the game is also way too easy. Sounds hard to believe. How can a game with broken controls end up being so simple? Now, while the controls definitely don't help, the game is so incredibly generous with extra newspapers and time that you could almost beat it with your eyes closed. I can't even imagine how easy this game would be if you could actually control your character properly. Visuals are also some of the worst I've ever seen on the N64. They remind me of the Super Effects chip on the Super Nintendo, and keep in mind that this was a 1999 N64 release. The GameCube was only about 2 years away, and this game is content with giving us, well, you see it. Also, why is the name of the first bad guy Tesla? Nikola Tesla was the pioneer of modern alternating current, and hardly a bad guy. I'm pretty sure he didn't invent a monster either. Now, if there is one area in this game that it actually manages to do well, it's the music. It's a little cheesy, but that's the point. It sounds really innocent, like this is the music that the Paperboy's parents listen to while he's out on his route. If the rest of the game was a little bit better, this might not get quite as much praise as I'm trying to throw at it. While franchises like Mario and Metroid made very smooth transitions to the 3D world, others should have been kept out of the realm completely. Paperboy is probably the worst N64 game I own, and I have a copy of Rugrats Scavenger Hunt. Cancel your paper, because you don't want this Paperboy showing up at your house.